Dang, this is some hype music to kick this one off. Experimenting a little bit. The Frank Klapacki music isn't in YouTube's copyright system. This is the remastered stuff that has just come out, so may end up getting copy striked. Poor Xisuma, copy strike to the face. Ugh. Slaps like a fish. I thought that was supposed to face inwards, whatever. We're doing it, we're live on twitch.tv/Xisuma, playing on the Hermitcraft server. Not that you needed to know, but I'm sitting down. Oh, hang on, I'm going to adjust this. No, down a little further, there we go. Got my new desk, and yeah, wanted to try it out sitting down. And all the ergonomics should be good, the height is right. The question is, will my arm hurt after this? Last time I did a live stream sitting down, I hated it. My arm hurt after. So, fingers crossed on the old injuries. We're here to craft up bone blocks, peeps. Exciting, I know. Oh, just what you wanted to see. Just what you wanted to see. Hey, we're here to hang... Oh, jeez, made a mistake. I want to keep all the chain stuff, right? Chain is rare. Rarer, even. So I've been thinking, like, as we clear stuff out, we keep all the chain bits. Oh yeah, you should always work your way from the top down when you do this. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to clear out these chests, hang out, craft some bone blocks, then we're going to go fix the squid farm. For that reason, I don't want to spend too long over here. But this is just one of those things that needs to be done, a little job. While people tune in, we'll do the boring bits. And I'm already bored of this. Need like I tell you what I could do, I could grab an axe and chop it all out of there, right? That's probably the quicker, smarter way. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to do any more than this chest for now. Hi X, are we fixing squids? We will be today, my friend. Hamiltron's here for 3 months. Ready for some squid fixing action. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I got to deliver on that promise now, right? All the squid fixers are here. They're like, I heard about squid and fixing, and now I'm here. You know, what's up? Can't disappoint. Let's access it from this side, the one at the... Ah! Jeez, picking up again. I always forget, work your way from the top down. So, everything that's in here... Oh, these are just in the way now. Everything that's in here is bones, is because I've reset the filter. And, you know what? I'm going to go get some shulker boxes and just bring all the bones up top, craft them up top or later on. Wrong one. Jolo says this is the first stream I'm watching on Twitch. Well, glad to have you with us, dude. Glad to have you with us. In we go. Ow. We got Mobberix77 here for 23 months. Yeah, almost 2 years, my dude. Almost 2 years. I guess this first batch will just pop off in here. And then grab a whole bunch of these. Bam. That should be more than enough. Michael Stickles here for 51 months. What is the most interesting new accessory that you added to your setup? That's a great question. Thank you for 51 months of support. I haven't added anything new. But I am getting a new keyboard. I did have a new keyboard and mouse for a while, but I was able to fix the issues with my old one, which is a wireless Logitech, and I put quite a bit of money into that, so I want to keep using it. I'm getting a new Logitech keyboard coming in the post tomorrow, along with some cables to refine stuff. I guess the best new thing that I think about it is my speakers, my monitors, which I haven't actually hooked up yet. I was going to do it yesterday, but the stand was a bit wonky, and like once I set them up, I don't really want to touch them because there's going to be all cables around them and stuff. So it might end up being the last thing I do, even though I really want to hear like music through them. Kanata says, look through my old Pokemon cards, found I had $340 in my top 4 cards. Woo. Do you know what was funny? I did the same thing today, and the cards that I have are probably worth about $1,000, I reckon. But I don't think I can be bothered to sell them. I actually really like flicking through them. Whenever I open up the old Pokemon cards, I'm always like, Oh, nostalgia. And I kind of like looking at them and holding on to them. But I've got absolutely tons of Pokemon cards. I've got them all in a book, so they're all pretty like good condition. And I was doing a bit of research today as it goes on how this stuff works. And so essentially, like, you can get your Pokemon cards rated. So some sort of authority on the matter determines the condition of your cards, and then that adds value to them. So if you have, like, you know, ratings of, I don't know, like 7 and above, all of a sudden your Charizard Shiny seems to be worth, you know, thousands of pounds. So I went on the basis that my cards were not, like, you know, that mint condition. Even though they've been well looked after and kept inside of a case, they haven't really been played with. They're probably worth a little bit, but I just kind of felt like I'd rather hold on to them for now. I also have found some Magic the Gathering cards. I thought I gave all of mine away. I've told this story before. I was on holiday, right, and I had a massive pile of them that I got from somewhere, and I saw some other kid playing with Magic the Gathering cards, so I gave them all to this kid. But then I found a few more in one of the Pokemon boxes as I went through everything. So I started searching up the rarity of them, and like everything I have is worth nothing. They're all commons. They're just not all that, which is funny. I found some Digimon cards. I don't even remember playing that. They were all worth nothing. They were junk. And then I went through the Pokemon ones, and as long as they're in good condition, I've got lots of the original stuff, right? What I don't have is first editions, and I had 2 first edition cards, and over the years they went missing. And now I'm wondering, oh, well, where did they go? But those were the ones that I was looking for, and they're long gone, sadly. But yeah, who in chat, like, you know, likes Pokemon cards or played them, the original ones? Like, I was a kid when those came out back in like 1999. I must have been like 12 or something, and like I traded them and collected them, but I never played the game, right? And the one time that I set it up to play it with a friend, like, it looked really interesting, but no one was ever interested in playing the game. And every time I go look at those cards, I'm like, I want to actually play the Pokemon card game. It looks interesting. Build a deck, all that kind of stuff. Quite a few people collected and traded. Yeah, most people just saying collecting and traded by the looks of it. Alpenglarp says, X, I thought you were 36. You're way off. You're way off. You're way off. Emilico says, is this music from Red Alert? Yeah, it is. It's from the Retaliation. And it's the remaster as well. Right, noises in the air. I'm going to fall behind if I don't keep up. Keru Platoon is here for 10 months. Joel Reach is here for 15. Glad to have you with us, dude. Licky Sticky is here for 17. How am I doing? Had some rough times with old Groundhog Day feelings, but I kind of don't feel like talking about that today. I've just sort of moved on, right? Every now and then you have a bit of a low spell, and then you just need to like crack on. I feel like I'm just ready to crack on, you know. We got Nathan197 here with cheers and bits. Thank you for those cheers and biddies. We've got Matsubu here for 26 months. Incredible. Nahomi Faromi here with cheers and bits as well, saying woo, happy Monday. Happy Mondays all around. It actually looks like I'm going to fill up these shulker boxes at this rate, right? I wasn't expecting to do. It's quite a lot of bones. Oh, unless that's it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't fill them all up. Anyways, I play game. Yes, I couldn't agree more. And I'm like, what did I say? We got noises in the air. Cheers and mitts from Nathan197 saying, I love playing and collecting MTG cards. Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I tell you what, I've talked about not being into collectionism before, right? Like, there's nothing I can think of that I properly collect. But I think it's like a resistance to the impulse. Like, I just feel like it's a bit of a rabbit hole to go down, collectionism sometimes, because when I was looking at those Pokemon cards and checking out the prices online, I was like tempted to buy some just to complete sets and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, this isn't, no, this isn't what I do, right? Like, I'm not gonna just collect stuff because I'm kind of like a minimalist, and I don't like put things out on display, and it would just be, you know, all this stuff would just be in a cupboard, right? But I do like the concept of card games. Every time something card game related comes around, I always find myself rather curious, you know. I actually got sent a card game on a computer, so no cards, but you know, virtual cards. I started playing it, and it was just way too complicated and not that interesting. But I'm always on the lookout for something like that, like a game that does a bit of card building, deck building type stuff. I'm interested in. One that I played a while ago called Concrete Jungles really fascinates me. Every now and then I always pull it out and play it. I love it. That's a really cool game, Concrete Jungles, and that's got like deck building in it, and cards and whatnot. Dang, we're running out of these shulker boxes. We're running out of them fast over here. Just so I keep on top of how many I got. That's it, basically. We got Blue Arrow MC 92 here with the Prime subscription. The Razor here as well with the Prime. Puffball 920 here for 2 months. And Red Reverent here with the cheers and biddies, saying where I live there was more interest in Digimon and Bakugan. Cool. I've not heard of Bakugan. Digimon I've heard of. Yu-Gi-Oh was the other one when I was a kid that got really, I don't know, people got interested in it or whatever. By the way, I got a hot cup of tea here. I think it's time to drink some of it. Hey X, 12k points the mark. Points mark, love to see. Hey, that's what we should use Harmony for, like a card game. Like for deck building. I'd love to build my own like card game thing. I'm like always interested in the aesthetics and all the shinies and all that kind of stuff, right? Even though like it's a bit hollow, I just think they're cool. Rightio. Anyway, so we got. It takes 3 to make 1 stack of bones, right? So 1, 2, probably about 3 shulker boxes. So I need to do even more AFK and to stock my shop. We got JD Gaming YT here with the Prime, and Federico Almeida here with the Prime as well. Thank you so much for your support, peeps. It's always appreciated. Let's grab a shulker box. Let's head over to the Squid Farm. I know what we're going to do here. That being said, let's think it through. I need a beacon. Check. Probably gonna need a bit of kelp. Yes. Gonna take 9 stacks of kelp. Should be more than enough. Got water in my backpack, my inner chest. Gonna come back here to craft some sticks to turn into fence gates at some point. So we could use some of those now. Don't need a crazy amount. Don't need a crazy amount of these. Birch is the wood. If I remember correctly, these ones are always the more expensive one. Benjamin says, how do you keep interest in Minecraft? You know, I was chatting with Tango, and Tango, we were talking about games, and I was telling him about how I find it difficult to be interested in games, like I've told Julio so many times. And he said something really, really, like, well put. Okay. What did I need? More sticks. So that means a trip to the witch farm, I guess. We'll take a quick trip and fill up on some sticks. Yeah, Tango said that like a lot of games have content and you play the content, right? In Minecraft, it's kind of the other way around. You create the content of the game. And that is why I love Minecraft so much, because I'm more of an artistic person, so I constantly create. So when I come to play this game, it's about what am I creating? And I think that that kind of falls in line with how I like game design. Like I'm really interested in games from the game design perspective, because I like the idea of being behind the wheel and creating the content of the game, as opposed to playing it, which is, yeah, something. But I don't know, just Tango saying that was like a little bit of a light spark in my head, you know? It was like, ah, yeah, no, you're totally on the money there. Totally on the money. I have trouble staying interested in Minecraft world if it is just me. I enjoy playing with others more often. The furthest I have gotten in my own world is half a diamond arm before I'd stop playing. Well, that sounds like you're giving it very little time, right? I would say what's probably interesting you is, like I just described, let's say we put this through the lens of content. When you play with other people, they create the content of Minecraft, right? So if you're getting bored playing on your own, maybe you don't enjoy making the content in the game that much. But let's say you do. If you do, you're not maybe thinking about it right. When you go into a world, you want to have a plan of like content you're going to create. I'm going to build that castle. I'm going to get a picture of a castle and I'm going to build one that looks sort of similar to it. And inside the castle, I'm going to build these farms, you know. And then you've got to think about, well, this means I need these materials, I've got to build some infrastructure. If you've got more of a plan, I always think that helps. Playing on Hermitcraft, everyone is playing with like a long vision, because seasons last for over a year here. So like, I don't just wander into this world and, you know, this just happens to happen. This was envisioned, all that you see, from the beginning, right? We came into this world with a plan. So yeah, that's what you need. You need a bit of vision for what you're going to do in your world, because you create the content in the game. And that's yeah, that's super insightful what Tango said. It's been whirling in my head the last couple of days. We got Noise is in the ear from JohnBoy166 here for 5 months. ManXBoy is here for 50. And the Yolk is here at Cheers and Biddies saying, have you tried standalone Gwent X? Also, did that catch that your right flower shop sign as an L instead of an R? Yes, I'm aware of that. That was another thing we could have done today, and probably won't, is do some stuff at the flower farm shop. If I have time tomorrow to stream, I could do that. Yeah, in fact, actually, if things happen to just go well tomorrow, which they probably won't, the stars probably won't align, you know. May end up just doing an extra stream and doing that tomorrow, the flower shop. Thank you for the cheers and bits. Mercalacious is here for 2 months. Awesome, glad you enjoy catching the stream, dudes. I'm going to make a note of Gwent. I'll search that after the stream, just putting that on my notes, which I have open. I've got Father Apocalypse here for 28 and Ed Network here for 54. Thank you so much, dudes. Appreciate it. I'm not sure that I actually fully prepared for what we need to do. I could have spent more time thinking things through, but I didn't. This music's super hype for what we're doing. I feel like I should be dancing. How long do seasons usually take, says N-Streak? Always over a year. I don't think we've had a season that's shorter than a year and a month. And our longest one was like a year and a half, or a year and 7 months, which was last season, I believe. Could be mistaken. Season 2 was quite long as well. Right, so I had the shovel on me. We're looking for the beacon. This is probably not where I actually want to store stuff right now, but whatever. So we're going to drop that down there and activate it, and then get back up slowly, basically. Right, if I look like I'm clueless right now, I'm definitely not. This is definitely not some cluelessness, believe it or not. Maybe this isn't the best way to go about things. Oh, there it is. Got it. Are we going to see a new tower later, says Axel. The amount of time it takes to make a new tower, you're not going to see it in this stream. But I want to build a tower over the Squid farm once I get it fixed. Because it no longer uses the portal, so we need like a new place to interact with it, I guess. So I figure haste 2 will be of use. Ah, we've got a place to store some junk. Right, and I need to do something important from the get-go here. So the height of this farm is actually kind of limited to the height of the nether portal. Now we've got space to go down further, so above here I can put minecarts instead if I want to. Now what yeah, you see now my things are up top and I want them down here. What I sussed out earlier is that you needed, I think it was 12 blocks for the squiddies to fall. But we're going to play it on the safe side and we're going to go for 16. So we're going to create like the bottom of the farm, if you like, from down here. Huh, so this thing could be way deeper. Dang. Dang, yo. We got noises in the ear from the Yolk. Thank you for those cheers and bits, and thank you for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Ooh la la is here for 3 months. Not sure to write, but hi. Well, that'll do just fine. Welcome to the stream. We got Wambo Bob here with the Prime, and Nahomi For Me gifting 2 subs to Strawdale and Sass Muffin. Thank you for those gifted subs. Appreciate it. We've also got 2,600 peeps tuning in. Tuning in on a Minecraft Monday afternoon. I'll work it in. I'll act as if I was going to say that already. You know, that was the plan. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. Sponges. That's the tool that's why I took the tool chest out. I knew I needed to like peer into here for something. And then my brain was all like derp 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 like it always does. And I didn't know what was going on. Okay. So we need to get rid of all this water, funny enough, to make my life easier. Ugh, I'm falling down. I guess it's gonna keep falling in through that gap, isn't it? Ugh. Oh, good God. Yeah, don't want to fall down there, not yet. Alright, I'll take that one out. Ah, I fell! I fell. It's gonna happen, peeps. It's gonna happen. I could actually use rockets, in a way. Yeah. Why not? Alright, let's get this water here out of the way. Assuming your mic is muted and your face cam is broken too, says I don't know, good user. Oh, thanks for letting me know, dude. You know, I guess everyone, all 2,600 of you will have to stick around, not listening to me talk. Why am I talking if none of y'all can hear me? Because my microphone... That's really weird, because I've been reading chat messages, and I've been reading noises in my ear, and no one else in chat is saying that my audio is... That is so strange. That is so strange. Maybe I should stop streaming and take some time to check that the computer's okay. Maybe I'll ring up Twitch as well and say there's something fishy with the people in my chat. They're acting as if my mic is not broken. Clearly it is, because you know you've just informed me that it's broken. I don't know. I can hear you fine, says Camo the Koala. Oh, how do I know if you're lying or not? Dang it. Right, Twitch needs to introduce lie detector chat tests into chat. Mandatory, okay? Someone will turn up at your house and do a lie detector test. How about that? That sounds completely reasonable and doable, you know? Ah, fell! Ugh. Oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. Whew. Okay, we got rid of all of that. Now we're over on this side, and... Ugh! I wonder if we can finish this now. With just this. Nope, the answer is no. So now we've got to get some of these back and fix them up. Right, I'm going to drink some more X hamburgers or hot dogs. What's the difference? Just bread with meat. Jeez, what's the difference? Why are you asking me? Both the same, they're just sandwiches. We got Jellsberry here for 40 months, Evil Angel JS here for 6 months, and a Arc Crew 95 here with Cheers and Bits saying your mic is fine. Well, you're putting your biddies on the line. Either you're a massive troll or you're telling the truth. I can't tell the difference. You know, I can't tell the difference. But judging on the fact that lots of people in chat are now talking about if the audio is good or bad, clearly there's something wrong. It's not like you can hear me talking about it and you're interacting with the conversation. That's not what's going on. No way was that one message a troll. Hot dog equals sandwich. Different bun orientation. You could look at it that way. Right, let's get rid of some of this stone. Oh no, look, it does that weird thing where it causes lag. Oh, why here? Why anywhere? Why where I'm digging? Oh, it's painful. It's really painful here. Oh, that sucks. Mojang, fix your game. Oh, here's another thing. These sponges will land on top of other sponges, so we've got to kind of do this quickly, right? So priority is just break sponges at the moment. We can do it all in 5 minutes, right? I don't want to lose any of these, that's for sure. I think even breaking the sponge is causing lag. Just a small amount, because I see the black particles again. Come on, got to get rid of all of these. Oh man, I keep feeling like I need to sing the Pokemon theme tune. I want to hear it more than anything. I was just looking at all those cards earlier and just remembering the show and stuff. I have no desire to watch that show ever again. I truly remember it as a kid's show. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a kid, but like a lot of kid stuff just kind of like stays kid stuff, right? Have I cleaned the HCBBS area? No, I'm gonna leave it until later, until we're like back over there doing something proper in that space. Okay, this is look, the birch is gonna be a problem, right? You know it. Birch would be a problem. Oh, one right in my face. Okay, that side is all good. This side is looking good too. That is everything. So now we just got to... Oh, no, it's not. But we've got to pick up all of this. Can't leave anything down to chance. Good stuff. We've got a collection system down the bottom. Check this out. How cool is that? We had 40 sponges and we got them all back. Sweet. How do I want to get out of here? I can see where to go. Oh, beautiful! That was magic, just perfect, right over the top. Oh, the hotbar is crossed off. Yeah, I guess I forgot to restart the at the beginning of the stream I forgot to make that minor adjustment. There you go. That was some beautiful flying skillage. Skillage is a real word, peeps. Don't discriminate, okay? Skrillage? Nah, it sounded like Skrillex. No. I think I said Skrillage. I've already forgotten what I said, so it couldn't have been that interesting. Right. Need more than that. I should really stock up this coal block at some point. Here we go. Do your thing. Do your thing! The Black Ranger PL is doing their thing. 57 months! I have not watched your streams for such a long time. I sent last month's resub 2 days ago. That's how it works on Twitch. Anyway, it's a great time for the stream. Something to cheer me up after a stressful day. Ooh, excuse me. Burping. That's rude. Awesome, dude. Hope you can chill out with us today. Take your mind off of things. Bear Sharkin is here with a prime. Thank you, Bear Sharkin. Appreciate it. What time zone am I in, says Turtle Nerd? The best time zone. The G to the M to the T. Centre of the world over here. Never take anything I say seriously, peeps. Right, so here's the dealio. We've got to think a little bit now. Got to use our noggin. That's never good, I know. Oh look, this obsidian has a tag, Dragon Immune. You can see it on the side. On the other side, river, jungle. So what I might do is expand the area this way a little bit, but only in certain places. Yeah, we'll not build a perfect grid for the sake of it. We'll use the space that we got. We're going to expand it this way a little bit, I think. Or maybe I'll just put it under here. I think I might just put it under where the obsidian is. Okay, so if I'm sounding confusing, what we do is we come over here. Let's say we've got a grid, right? It'll perfectly aligned. So that's jungle. We wouldn't actually build it there. That's river. River. Jungle. So that's the first. So this is my life now. I've just realised. My life is now making these markers for a moment. Why don't you use sodium, says Squiddy Bit. Why don't I use sodium? It's the Why Don't You Use Sodium song. Why don't I use sodium? Sodium? Okay. I wanted to make like a chemical joke. Sodium is bad to put in your food, but I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't use sodium because the transparency is not the same as vanilla with honey blocks. And you know me and my honey. Alright, oh look at this. This is, oh no, then it's not. It's all river, then it's not. That one's river. And river, here. Cool, actually this grid we're going to make lines up perfectly into the space that we have down below. So we're going to mine out the stone on either side, basically take it back to the same sort of space it was beforehand. And what we're probably going to find is there's only just a couple of bits around the edges that won't be jungle, which makes a lot of sense, you know. The majority of this is supposed to be river. That's river. Jungle, huh. River. That's probably river then. It might end up just having the same corner pattern at either end, right? I might I might even just build it that way for neatness sake, which is literally what I was saying we'd avoid. See, that's jungle, so technically I don't need one there. Jungle, river, river, river. So the question is, do we build two of them there just to appease the layout? Yes, we're going to put two in the jungle. Just to appease the layout. So two of these columns are effectively ineffective. Weird, I know. Chat is very quiet for 3K viewers, says MC Hell. That's because y'all are well behaved over here, you know. Respect yourselves. Okay, Jellyman 2001's here for 11 months. Your uni work stops you catching a lot of live streams. You're always trying to make. Well, I'm glad you're doing your uni work and prioritising it. That's good. Glad to have you with us today. Lava Monkey is here with the Prime. Appreciate it. We got cheers and biddies from Mercalicious. No message with this one, just cheer walls, whatever they are. Thank you for the cheer walls. And there's the noise a little bit later. And we got Bigger Man Provost here with the Prime. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. So I guess, yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Right, take out the last of the water. And we need to get rid of some of this. I'm gonna whoopsie daisy my way somewhere around here. I wonder if I can actually make that work. Oh! Okay, don't look down. There's a... Oh! Very nearly died. Very nearly died then from fluffing up a bunch Nah, that's not going to work. Okay, how am I going to get, like... Yep. That'll do. There you go. Done it. Figured it out. Aced it. Pro. Okay, not a derp. Didn't make any mistakes. Totally didn't almost die. These are true things. Also, while I'm doing this, I've got to take out the bits on the side, right? So... It's not all about the middle. Ugh. Sometimes it's about the edges. Sometimes it's about the edges. Yeah, last night I watched Cloud Atlas, the movie. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to watch it, you might want to tune out. I'm not going to say too much about it, actually, to be fair. It will be pretty spoiler-free. I mean, nothing that you probably won't figure out pretty quickly about it. But I want to ask a question of all of y'all that have seen it. You know, first of all, do you like it or not? And if you do, is it a deep movie or is it not? I got mixed feelings about like what it's trying to tell you. I absolutely adore Cloud Atlas, says the Ryotu. I can see how it would be one of those movies that like people would really get into. I wouldn't massively get into it myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if something like that kind of did it for me, you know. It's very, very cool. Loved it, but it was very confusing. Actually, not a lot of people saying much about it. I'm guessing Sergeant Cena says not a deep movie at all. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. It's worth watching multiple times, says Gnomestein. Well, I brought it because my friend told me that. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll watch it again in a year or whatever. But like, I'm not sure it actually is, but you'll never know until you watch it again, right? Let me tell you a bit about the movie. No spoilers, okay? You're watching a story told through several different eras of time with the actors in the movie playing several characters. So essentially like reincarnations of themselves in different time zones or parts of the story. Now, what I thought was good about this in terms of being entertained was that, you know, like, the movie jumps around a lot, and that, like, it's a 2 hour, 50-minute movie. The fact that it jumps around a lot kind of keeps it really interesting, because you're always like, what's going on here, what's going on there, and each little thread is actually quite interesting. It's like 6 or 7 movies rolled into one, and for that reason I was really entertained by it. And pretty much from start to end as well, it was entertaining, right? But what I will say about it is that I think I kind of got the message it was trying to tell, but it didn't feel very deep at all. It didn't feel like... I guess maybe I expected it to have some sort of deep, hidden, you know, like, meaning to unravel with all its different storylines in these different eras of time and whatnot. But they all just kind of felt like they sort of had the same point to them without anything being the sum of their parts, essentially. So, you know, it was it ended up just being kind of like, okay, I get the point, and it's not really that profound or deep, and I don't think I really missed anything in the movie. Like, there wasn't something I kind of just didn't pick up on. It didn't feel like that either. So you know, it was fun. It was enjoyable. But yeah, I didn't really feel like it was actually that deep a movie. But you know, totally entertaining. Ignomouse says, "Yep, exactly how I felt about it." A bad Bill Murray movie, says Ismish. Someone was here the other day. I thought it was fun, nothing crazy, but I enjoyed it, says Spazful. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. It sets itself up in a way where it kind of, you might think it's like an epic or whatever, but it isn't really. It's just pretty cool all round, but yeah. Talking about a movie called Cloud Atlas, for you in chat who are confused. It's a Tom Hanks movie, aka Bill Murray, you know. Alright, here's another thing. We've got to take out all of this now. Have you seen Bill Murray in Lost in Translation? I have actually. I really loved that movie when it came out. And I've not watched that one again. Might be worth watching again, actually. It is the era, you know, it is the time, lockdown, just... I'm in requirement of constant zonk outs. It is weird. You know, I'm looking forward to some normality in the future, but it's going to be a while, right? So just kind of hanging in there. Who are you going to call? Squid Fixers. Brilliant. We got noises in the ear. We got Iron Juice here for 11 months, and we got Furworth here with the Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I guess the Dragon Force concert that was supposed to happen March last year is finally cancelled. Well, if it was supposed to happen March last year, surely it's already cancelled then, right? We got Boris Johnson tonight, says E-Wheel. Oh, yep, 7 o'clock. Old Boris is talking. Yep, got to remember to see what he says, see what's going on, you know. I think most of the details are kind of already known and out. The thing I'm a bit annoyed about is that there's no like stepping up of track and trace or using technology to better address the situation. It kind of just seems like a series of steps. Like every time we change the rules, it always seems to just be driven by, oh, we'll let you people go here. We'll let, like, you know, just kind of like repositioning the pieces on the chess table or whatever. It doesn't feel like we've got a strategy to really change things. And something like developing a strong track and trace system, like they have in some of the Asian countries, can go a really long way. You know, in some parts of the world, they're dealing with this so much better, and it's because they have things like that. Laser says track and trace is useless at this point. It's not. At no point is it useless. If you use it, you get more data, you get more information, you can protect people more, you can bring down, you know, infection rates. Without it, you can't just make that stuff happen. I mean, how can I describe it? Like, you're introducing the ability for people to know when to isolate, but before they show symptoms of it. That's incredibly useful. If they, I don't know, like, I'm not a fan of mandates where it's like everyone has to wear a mask or everyone has to get a jab or whatever. Like, I think you want to encourage people and get them to participate. And that can be difficult, but, you know, if they mandated it, like, essentially what I'm saying is if you find a way to bring up the amount of people participating in it, I mean, imagine if people isolated, like, throw a percentage in the mix. 10% of people isolate before they know they've got it. That helps bring down the R number. If you get more and more people using it and you bring that up, that percentage, 20%, 30%, it just has more of an impact. So, like, there's all these different factors that are constantly changing and influencing the R rate, the R number. And our behavior, the different things we choose to do, influences that. And so I guess what I'm saying is we keep playing this game of oh, no. That's lame. Didn't look like it did a ton of damage, actually. Oh, and I might not be picking everything up, so chuck that in there. Chuck this in there quickly. Where's the hole? I mean, this is just not actually going to go where I want it to, but okay. It's only stone. Right. Okay. I think we're sort of all right. Let's fly away. We'll keep. Oh, I'm up here. I'll do. Right. So what I'm trying to say is, it's always a game of numbers, right? Human behavior, okay, translates to what's happening, and we can look at it through numbers. So let's say we all decide, right, everyone is going to go out and party and hug and get real close, and we're going to go see as many people as we can. What happens to the R number? it goes through the roof, right? Everyone can imagine that. It's going to go through the roof. So it's about introducing tools, changing people's behavior to take it in the other direction. And what we seem to do is just work with the basics of sort of like, well, we'll bring the kids back to school, and you know, you can meet some people outside when, instead of introducing something that can work as a tool to bring down those numbers alongside all of that. Right, anyway, I guess I can come back here and fix that. The damage ain't too bad. Let's focus on the task at hand, which is building the farm. I got a feeling we might want to do a sort of open to the sea, dang it, don't! I'm trying to think. We might want to do an open to the sky job here, because if I build something on top of this, like a tower, which I planned on doing, I might need to have the roof of the tower made with glass to align with these bits. So I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to double check that. But I've got a feeling that, excuse me, the lower down you build this in the world, the better. And actually, if that is true, it might make sense to do it like I've seen other YouTubers doing it, because I did a little refresher on how it all works and looked up some videos, including my own, and I built the portal design from the get-go. So for some reason I thought I built a different design earlier on, but I hadn't. Anyway, so yeah, if that factors in, we might actually want to build this way lower down in the world. Anyway, for now what we'll do is chuck some things. I don't know what that was that I just chucked over the edge, but okay. All of that can just get sucked up down below. And we'll grab an axe and just take out this stuff quick. We'll take it out. We've got noises in the air. We got Rasvelga here for 7 months, and Bitballoon Game gifting a sub to Ratchwit. Thank you for gifting the sub, dude. Appreciate that support. Thank you for supporting our community. Anyway, do peeps understand what I'm saying about like track and trace and R numbers and stuff? Am I making sense? You introduce a system that gives people the tools to isolate before they actually start to show symptoms. If we can get a lot of people using that, that's a proven thing. It's a proven thing that it has a big impact if done right. Okay, let's keep on digging down. See, I don't want to accidentally dig further than we need to. Oh, I think a delivery just arrived. Is it raining outside? I don't think it is. It'll be good. It'll be good. We want to fill in bits like this as well. Shocky Star 1, thank you. Appreciate the Prime subscription. Yeah, it makes sense, the human element. UK people aren't isolating even though they should. I don't know what people are doing in general. I don't know if there's statistics on who's doing what and how much. I just know I'm doing my bit, you know. Speaking of which, I'm going to go back to the shops in a week or so. I think after some of the restrictions are lifted. I mean, I can go to the shops now, right? I haven't been in ages. I feel weird. I was just imagining going around the shops and just like, you know, wanting to. I mean, not only have we had like social interactions with friends cut off and whatnot, like now I just feel like I'm just craving even something like going to the shops. And so for my mental health, I'm just like, yeah, let's, you know, I'll go and then I'll see how I feel after, right? Because maybe that helps. I've certainly felt worse the beginning of this year than I think I did during last year. But last year I was going to the shops, and it was towards the end of the last year when things got really bad here that I stopped going. So maybe just something as simple as that, just a little bit of social interaction can really help. And so it's worth just, you know, giving it a run and seeing how you feel, I think. A virus with a 99.8 survival rate is more likely to die walking to my kitchen than catching COVID-19. I have no idea what you mean by that. No idea what you mean by that. Are you ordering your groceries? Yeah, that's how I'm doing it. Order it online, go pick it up, you say hello to someone, they bring the stuff out, and then, you know, very, very safe way of doing it because there's lots of distance between, you know, you and anyone else. You're outdoors. And we've kept safe in our bubbles doing that as a family, where our bubbles overlap, because I've got a couple of support bubbles, and yeah, that's been working essentially, I guess. I did put the other axe back in, didn't I? Just checking. While we're doing this, throw some stuff over the edge. How many support bubbles are legal, says Misaligned. I don't know how many in total, but I know I'm doing it correctly. Because it depends on factors like if you live alone and whatnot. So I live alone and that gives me a bit more flexibility essentially. Tell that to the families who suffered losses. Idiot comment from that viewer. Oh. Well, I don't know what that person was trying to say, right? It's good to understand how people look at this differently and maybe talk to them rather than assume the worst. My school has been told we need to get tested twice a week and wear a mask for every lesson, and we go back to school on the 8th of March. Oh, interesting. Now, I wonder how they're providing testing. Because you said 8th of March, I'm assuming you're UK, right? Yeah, you know, I'm going to wait until 7, I guess, to see what Boris rolls out. But I was reading the BBC yesterday. They tend to, like, get the general idea of what's going to be announced, but then you have the announcement and it might be slightly different, I guess. There's also some other stuff that's really interesting, which is the ability to test yourself at home. And there are tests that are very easily manufacturable, very disposable, sort of, you know, easy to distribute. Everyone can have some, and the idea is that you use them at home and you test yourself a couple of times a week, right? I think they can produce false positives, which is a good thing in comparison to false negatives, because you don't want false negatives in a testing system. False positives are generally more tolerable because the action of a false positive is that someone who doesn't actually have it isolates, right? As opposed to a false negative, someone who's got it goes out and behaves like they haven't. Anyway, you know, these things can be distributed and sent out, but the reason I assume we're not using them here and in a lot of places is because when dealing with all of this, they tend to want data. They tend to want to have a very clear picture of what's going on, and it's a pretty good, like, you know, it's a pretty good argument that the data is extremely helpful. But at the same time, like, having these easy access tests would allow a lot of people to catch it before they've got it, to modify their behavior based on the results of these tests that they can just take a couple of times a week, you know, have lying around in the home. But the problem is then the data doesn't go back to the authorities who are managing the overall situation, and those numbers are extremely helpful, right, in understanding what's happening in the country. But I don't have an opinion either way, really, on that one. It sounds like it's a good idea, but there might not be that many, I don't know, good reasons. It might not work as well as you'd like it to. The techno music is making you miss the club, says Potent Goth. It's got a bit of a techno vibe, yeah. For sure. Jord Mungada is here for 8 months. Moki has subscribed, and Legacy642 is here for 28 months. Incredible support. Thank you so much. You're loving the live stream. That's great to hear, dude. That's great to hear. Well, today was the first day of at university classes since March last year, and already I had beef with a person not wanting to wear their mask. It's moments like this I don't believe we will ever be able to get rid of this or any future pandemic. people still don't want to take the threat seriously. Dude, don't lose perspective. Like, there's a lot of people that get it. There's a lot of people that, you know, understand and are taking it seriously. There's a lot of people doing, you know, the invisible work, like the NHS, the people treating people in the hospital, all the essential workers adapting to keep things running in various places. Negativity just has this like magnetizing for your attention. There is so much good work being done by so many people, like especially like, you know, the scientific community with creating the vaccine so quickly. There is so much extraordinarily good stuff going on as a response to what's taking place. Unfortunately, a few people who don't want to wear masks tend to take up a lot of our attention, and usually the response is to get angry at people like that, which tends to cause people to, like, you know, sort of hold their ground or back into a corner or whatever, right? Like, no one really likes being shouted at or called out, and often when you do get called out for something, it's quite easy just to kind of defend yourself instinctively as opposed to listen to what someone says. So because we have this propensity towards negativity, and we tend to call it out in a sort of mean way, you know, we're not sort of extending out the hand for discussion or for communicating and talking. And I think it's super important that we're able to do that, because, you know, some people don't want to wear a mask for, I don't want to say good reasons, but understandable reasons. Like, when there were people protesting about not wearing a mask, I was thinking, like, I actually agree with you, but when you turn up about a protest to not wear masks and you're not wearing a mask, it's sort of like you missed the point in my mind. Like, I think it makes sense to say a government shouldn't be able to tell you have to wear a mask, right? And if you want to protest that, that's fine. But, like, if you're also wearing a mask while you're doing that, you're signifying you understand the situation. The fact that the two sort of overlap and then people refuse to wear masks is, like, really quite concerning and a tricky thing to navigate. I just realised we've got to dig away all this stone because of where I'm putting each of the pillars. Also, I've got to dig the space around it for the squid to fall down into as well. And I might not even build the farm up there. I might just build it lower down at this sort of level below the obsidian. Mozzarella says, just get Marcus Rashford to say something. Him and his army of children will cause change. Don't know what you mean by that, really. It's interesting with Marcus Rashford, you know, someone who is sticking up for people and highlighting a problem and trying to correct it, and then the media attack him about him being rich and wealthy, and having a, you know, like a big home because he's a footballer and he earns lots of money. It's not on. I think he's right to, if he wants to bring attention to these problems and try and fix them, good on him. Can't stand the way the media attack him over it. So I'm not sure if you're saying, like, you think he's good or not. Just think about that. Like, he tries to make a difference and he gets attacked over it. Where did I put, like, didn't I have like a shulker box for stuff from this to go to? Well, I think I'm going to put some things in this chest over here for a minute while we continue to prep all of this. The idea that rich people can't have an opinion is just out of jealousy, not a force for good. Possibly a form of jealousy or perceived injustice, right? There is a lot of wealth inequality in the world, but yeah, I just don't fall into that. I just don't fall into that trap of that sort of line of reasoning of, oh, you're saying that, you know, these kids are impoverished and poor, but you live in a mansion. It's like, it's not the way the world works. He's totally within his rights to point out the problems if he wants to. And good on him for doing it. The problem isn't masks, it's the negative connotations that some people have associated with masks. I don't understand why people let their opinions get in the way of health and safety. Flying Sty, I think I agree with you on that one. Like, I'm not sure I understood you fully, but like, yeah, like, it's the health and safety thing. Like, the health and safety thing, I think for most people, should be reason enough for you to wear a mask. And we can totally agree that a government mandating that you should wear it is not great. But, you know, while we discuss it, let's make sure we're wearing masks, as there's a pandemic taking place. Okay, so if we're going to do this, we're basically going to open this thing up from around this height. Right, all around the corners, and that is not enough height. I think, let's see, we've got like, I hope there's not like a limit on where they spawn in the world or something. So I think we'll aim for 24, which would be 51. So actually it's quite a bit higher, maybe not that high. 27 to, maybe I could lower this a couple of blocks. Yeah, we've got plenty of space down there, so let's go down by 3. Alright. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be the bottom of the farm. This is y equals 24. Let's go up to y 48. No. Now I can't make up my mind. Sorry. 48 or plus 16 to 40. 40 or 48, essentially. I could really do with some scaffolding around here. I had to wear a mask for 8 hours a day, and it's not much to wear for a few minutes. Yeah, wearing a mask for hours on end, you know, I can understand that. Like, the issue seems to be like people try to like take like a pinch of truth and then sort of magnify it as if it's like a trump card on the whole situation. Like, yeah, of course wearing a mask can be discomforting in certain situations. Wearing it for a long time can be discomforting. But it ain't like the be-all and the end-all of the argument. Sometimes the situation is that you just have to wear it for a few minutes. Because you're interacting between, you know, trying to stay isolated, I guess. But I've got a mask, and I tell you what, if I'm wearing it and moving about a fair bit, it does get a bit uncomfortable. Like, you can feel sort of slightly short of breath and whatnot, but that doesn't mean you got to start screaming and hollering and, you know, proclaiming that masks mean you can't breathe and it's a thing with the government or whatever, you know. Like, I think people would respect you if you just said, oh, it's getting a bit uncomfortable, I'm gonna stand over here, take it off for a minute or two. Hey X, squids have a spawn height from 46 to 63. Thank you. Thank you, I needed to know that. Dang, that's probably on the wiki, right? Dang, that's some important information right there. Well. Oh, it's kind of in line with where we previously built the farm. Well, let's... Dang it, I guess... No, this... Actually, yeah, this... Okay, I'm going to mine out all the obsidian because all of it's got to go. But down here at this level, we'll have to rebuild the walls or whatever. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's just get... Let's go to the top and dig our way down. Okay, that's the simplest way. And thank you for that information. I had a feeling something like that might sort of be a caveat to everything we're doing, right? I do wish some of that information was a bit more readily available from this game. Oh, I just had an idea for a mod, a great mod, like the technical mod. It just gives you like a bunch of details from the game. Like a built-in wiki, right? And, you know, you look up squid and it tells you its spawning height and other stuff. I guess if they spawn from 64, we can technically make it a little bit higher. But I won't do that. I'm going to make the roof around here. Actually, now I'm wondering. 62, 63. So... maybe we'll put all the obsidian around the top, just as a kind of like signifier to the old farm. And then we'll chop out this glass, and then we'll dig everything down around it. Right, okay. So I'm probably going to get rid of this. So it's at the level of the obsidian, literally here. We're looking at 63, so that'll be our first water source. Huh. So... Right, any obsidian with a stone block above it needs replacing. Use carpet mod. Yeah, I know the information's in the carpet mod, but it's always like a little bit inaccessible. Or maybe I just haven't used the carpet mod enough, right? Maybe I ain't used it enough. Where's my bed at? It's in my inventory, that's terrific. We got noises in the air from... Decrypt, if I didn't read yours out, thank you again. Bitbull, no, we did read that, and Bitbull. Deb Constructor's here for 11. Lettucehead619 is subscribed, and Jack Never's here for 2 months. Thank you for your tremendous support, peeps. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I play football matches with a mask on, says Requilix. Awesome. You must feel it a little bit, like running around playing football. But if not, I mean, that's great. For me, it's like, with the mask I have, it's a bit uncomfortable. I've never actually done some exercise, like proper deliberate exercise with it on, though. I might do that and just see what it feels like. Oh yeah, we're not doing the corner, right? Corners don't get done is the idea, so that stays like that. You have to condition to it. Yeah, there's an element of that as well, right? Getting used to it, essentially. There are so many alternatives to not wearing masks these days, like don't go out in public or ordering offline. Get your groceries delivered or ask a friend. Yeah. But that's if you can do those things. Some people have to work, or their situation just means that they don't have that. But yeah, most of the time, like, you're not wearing a mask. Like 99% of the day, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm at home, or whatever, or I'm outdoors going for a walk or something, and then, you know, I've always got my mask on me, and if I go to the shops, I, you know, chuck it on to pick up my groceries, and that's it. That's all it needs to be. But, you know, that's just my situation. Okay, so we're going to put all the obsidian like around here, like a big obsidian box. We'll replace the stone with water, so I guess the glass is coming off next. And then we're digging down. Or maybe I'll actually... Maybe I could remove the obsidian entirely and put glass around the top, because you might want to look in and see like what's happening in the farm. I'm going to build a tower up above, and it might have an AFK point in, so maybe what we do is put glass at the level I'm currently at, and then remove all the obsidian. I think that would be better, because the obsidian just means you can't really see anything. Did it again. In Bosnia, we're all working, going to college, going to work, going out. We're all wearing masks and all, but everything's working normally. That's good to hear. Glad you got the situation under control over there. Yellow Howard says, does the UK have an estimated date for when everyone can be vaccinated by? I think they said something about like later in the year, all adults could be vaccinated, but, you know, I wasn't paying attention that much. Dang. Standing in the vines makes it go slow. Uh, 31st of July is the UK's vaccine date. I mean, that's incredible if we get everyone, or all the adults at least, vaccinated by then. End of July, everyone gets offered it. Wow. That'll be huge, won't it? FYI, given a large enough swarm of bees, they can use to be beaten the wither, says Kyluela. Yeah, but not really, right? Like, yeah, technically, but not in survival. If you tried to actually kill the wither with bees in survival, you would need to capture, like, thousands of bees, which is possible, I guess. But the way in which you do that is because you see it when someone's using creative. And I remember like I did it in myth busting, right? So I like stumbled onto it in myth busting, and then loads of people pointed out, hey, there's this YouTuber who's done it. So I went and checked out their video, and they did it in survival. But the thing is, like, they only attacked the wither with the bees for like a minute, and all the bees died, and then they killed it, and it was like killed the wither with bees, and it's like sort of like those bees did a little bit of damage, and then you killed the wither. That's essentially what happened. Crockett Guy, yes, the speed of the rollout is incredible, and in India, yeah, as well. You know, but like, hopefully the result of this is that this becomes like infrastructure that sticks around, the ability to produce vaccines quicker and to, you know, distribute them, etc. Is it the H5N8 bird flu? There are lots of them. As I saw a little article about how it's like transmitted to people in Russia, and it sparks up a lot of fear. And don't get worried, because it can transmit from animals to people, but it doesn't transmit from people to people. However, the key word is yet. Viruses and these things mutate, right? So in the future, it's possible that, you know, it's a thing we've got to keep an eye on. That this could jump over to human transmission at some point. So, you know, like this is something that a lot of experts and professionals have been talking about for years. If you've heard me waffle on about the whole situation in these streams before, talked about like various documentaries and podcasts of people like talking out about this and saying, hey, this is the big threat. It's surprising this hasn't happened already. We've built, you know, a system in society with so many people close together, the ability to travel around the world, that like a global pandemic is like the biggest threat. And then, you know, now here it is happening, right? Ahilush says we've already been able to produce vaccines quickly. The only problem is funding. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess we've always been able to produce... I think the better thing to say there is that we're able to produce vaccines, and the speed is influenced by funding, right? And technology. And, you know, obviously funding influences technology as well. So with such a global need for it, there is a massive global effort to create the vaccine, and therefore it gets the funding and things happen quickly. But it's not, you know, I don't think it's the same with every type of vaccine. I'm not an expert, I don't know. I'm sure there's differences between different ones, but yeah, funding would be a factor that obviously increases it, right? Funding, yes, but also logistics, like getting people to sign up to study, and legal hurdles. Yeah, those are factors too, and those have been changed, you know. Lots of red tape and rules were like changed or bent because of the urgency of the situation. Here we go. Right, how long have we been streaming for? Timer says 1 hour 30 minutes. I feel good about getting a lot of this done today. Don't know about all of y'all. And considering we doodled around doing some other stuff as well, I'd say we're on track here to get a lot of this Squid farm done, which is great. It's Fozzie in chat. My dude. My dude. Just the man I want to talk to. Sort of. Fozzie, I know you play role-playing GTA with the police. It's Fozzie. For all of y'all who don't know, it's Fozzie. He's been around this community for a long time. He used to be one of our moderators, build leaders. I forget the official name in the community, but on the plot world he was like, I think literally community manager. Gets people together, gets them building, and you know, people move on from Minecraft. Not everyone plays it forever, like this little bumblebee. And Fozzie makes GTA videos on YouTube, like role-playing being police, and not like goofing around role-playing, like, yeah, I'm the police, shoot you in the face or whatever, like actually responding to situations and like with other players in the game, like role-playing the situation and how they deal with it, and like, you know, driving around and getting calls on the radio. It's super interesting stuff. But I was listening to the H3 podcast, and they were talking about this YouTuber called Rice Gum, and apparently he plays roleplay in GTA as well. Now, I don't expect that guy to play the same sort of roleplay that Fozzie does, but apparently there's a big GTA roleplay scene, and I haven't got into it yet or had the time to look at it. I'm just thinking of this because you popped into the chat and it reminded me. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious, Fozzie, if you know much about that or that scene, or can shed some light on what kind of roleplay that person does compared to yours, because I found your videos pretty interesting. I watched like a few of them back in the day. I don't expect Rice Gum to make that sort of thing. Yeah, so Tila Det says GTA RP is really big on Twitch right now. Yeah, and it got me thinking. It got me thinking a little bit about like if I would enjoy doing something like that, but I haven't seen what it's like on Twitch. But maybe my own version of that might be interesting to me. I don't know. Yeah, I love GTA. I haven't played it in a long time. I'm kind of waiting for the next one to come out, which I know is not what they're trying to do. They're trying to create like one that lasts for a long time, but I've played all of them. They're just classics, really. You know, the old saying, "Oh, I was raised on GTA" or whatever. Like, those were just games that were always there growing up, essentially. And I used to love like trying to ride my bike onto top of buildings or motorcycle or car, like get them into really weird places. And there was this one map with this huge bridge, and if you did it just right, you could cycle your bicycle like along the suspension beams all the way to the very top. It was super tricky, but I managed to do it a couple of times. And that is how I like to play GTA. Not what you were expecting, probably. Right, if we're not going to do this corner, I think I'm going to build the shape of the corner a little different as well. Have it go down like that. I was raided in a GTA RP stream last week, and they have been streaming GTA for the past 16 hours. Wow, that's a long time. Now here comes the news. I'm currently in hospital recovering from surgery, so I can't type lots, but if you need more roleplay information, I can drop you a Discord message later in the week. Dude, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you're all okay and doing alright. No need to send me a message, man. You just focus on relaxing and recovering, right? Well, relaxing, you know, resting. R&R, rest and recovery. I hope you get better and all's good, dude. Yeah, I'll do my own little bit of research and find something out about it, I'm sure. Have you played Bedrock Edition, like really? Says to Bambaloo. I've played Bedrock Edition, but not really, you know. I've played it, but not like really, essentially. You know? Okay. We haven't got stone in every one of these, because apparently I don't have stone on me. Put it all away, didn't I, a minute ago? Getting there slowly. Good to hear, dude. You take it easy. Do a Bedrock Let's Play. I want to see you figure out the weird redstone. The thing I don't like about Bedrock is that the controls are clunky. They do not run smooth like Java Edition does, right? It's the one thing. It's the one really big thing holding it back. You know, if the redstone's different, it's different. And different means, you know, you play with it and it's different. It doesn't mean it's bad. But the controls are just icky. Icky and like they're literally sticky. That's the word I'd use to describe them, right? Cool. Anyway, now that we've done that, we kind of want to nip down somewhere down here, I guess. We'll do it like this. Start to dig everything below the glass, essentially. And have to build new walls as well. Because we don't want... Could build the walls out of something a little different. Actually, I think I'm just going to keep them stone. Look at this. It's like there used to be a river here or something. Oh yeah, now I don't actually have a lot of stone for placing. I need to mine more of it away first. Yeah, I guess it can be a bit problematic to build a wall as you're digging away the space alongside it. But we'll try and do this top area at least. Blue terracotta would look really good. It would! Do I want to do a big decoration thing on this though? I'm not sure that I do. Because it's not just like a bit of blue terracotta, it's going to be like hours of mining and... You know, I could always come and change it later, to be fair, so... If I really feel like making this thing look pretty, I can do that later on. It is going to have like a viewing area, and we are going to put a tower on top of it, so... If it ends up being worthwhile, we'll do it later. We got noises in the ear. We got Jack Never here for 2 months. We got... J4500 here for 7. Volkner37 has subscribed with the Prime. Wild Orange 111 with the Prime. And Sprints Prod here with cheers and bits. And always good to catch a stream from one of my favourite YouTubers. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks, dude. I'm doing alright today. Today's been okay. To be fair, I think what I'm enjoying a lot lately is getting off the computer. Just tidying up, doing some bits and bobs, some odd jobs. And looking at Pokemon cards, jeez. Yeah, I tell you what I want to do. I want to look up and see if there is like a... I've got a torch there. Like a... I don't know, like a game or a website where it's like play the Pokemon cards and play the game. You know, you don't have to have the physical cards. You're just playing the game, because the game was always kind of like interesting to me. There is, apparently. Cool. I hope it's a bit more of like a fan-made thing as well, not like your corporate. Is Pokemon owned or in partnership with Nintendo or something? Because I could totally picture seeing like you know, a game with in-app purchases and stuff behind paywalls. Like that would not surprise me. I hope it's I hope what exists is kind of like, you know, community-driven and for the fun of it. Because I probably wouldn't pay to play it, right? It's the official app. Nintendo owns 30% of Pokemon. Ah, there you go. Pretty much behind a paywall. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I don't want. You know, I'm just curious. I want to play something for a little while and have a bit of fun. And there's a lot of games and things like that where it's like, oh, I'm kind of curious about this, and I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. It costs a whole bunch of money to play. Okay. I also had a CD-ROM. I didn't get around to searching that, but I had some sort of like official trainer game CD-ROM, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is of any value to anyone anywhere. I've also got like some official game guides for Pokemon cards and like an old magazine as well, but you know, I think there was like a bit of a early days sort of glory time, or whatever you want to call it, where people's junk all of a sudden became exchangeable over the internet through eBay. So that you would hear these tales of like, oh, I had these old magazines lying around and someone, you know, brought them because it was kind of rare. But now so many people are aware of that, all of a sudden all this junk that was gold for a little while is just not really gold anymore, right? So you kind of hold on to these old things thinking, oh, one day it might be worth something, and it's like, nah, it's really just junk. Haven't used the CD-ROM in a while, says Hayley Bailey. Yeah, I haven't used CD-ROMs, DVDs, or Blu-rays in ages. It's all streaming now, isn't it? But yeah, I got the CD-ROM. My computer doesn't have a CD drive. It's I got a portable one. And if ever I need to use it on a computer, I just slap in the portable, right? Plug it in via USB, it can read and write and all that. And, you know, when I get a new computer, I won't bother buying a drive. I'll have the portable one to plug in. Pretty kind of like economic might be the good word. And I could say it would do well for my laptop, but my laptop came with a DVD drive built in, so, you know. It's not getting used there. Right, we can start to dig this thing down for realsy now. For realsy, yo. And there's more water stuff everywhere. This water stuff, eh? There's more of it. I really choose the wrong year to build a PC. I can't find a graphics card to save myself, says Potengoff. That's how it's going at the moment. That's how it's going. I was speaking to a friend about them getting a PC because I got a cupboard just full of gear, and there's like graphics cards. I say that there's like one. I got like a 970 to spare, but there's like loads of hardware and tons of like USB cables, all these little bits that you could potentially use in a computer. And I just hate the fact that it's lying around, not being used. I currently have more floppy disk drives than CD drives hooked to my PC, says Jimbo. Are you making music with the floppy disk drives? That will explain everything. You know? Dang, this song right here is a bit dark. I need to turn up my volume. What track is this? Groundwire remastered, eh? The remasters of these soundtracks are fascinating because, if I remember correctly, a lot of the original stuff was lost and it had to kind of be like rebuilt. But like it's the same samples and stuff, but they're all like polished up with like reverb and it's all a little bit more glossy. It's fire, says Pizza Skills. It is fire, I love it. Like, my favourite bands, Metallica, Dimmu, whoever else, Rollins bands, like I've listened to them a heck of a lot, but in reality, this is probably the music I've listened to the most, Frank Klepacki. I just absolutely adore these soundtracks. They got that like nostalgia element, but the music's great, and I just can't help but listen to the soundtracks over and over again. Like whenever one of the Red Alert songs or any of the games really comes on my phone, I can never skip it. I'm always just like, yes. Just comes on a shuffle, and I'm like, win. Even though I've heard it a gazillion times. Did you hear about Daft Punk breaking up? I did not. That's a bit of a shame, but you know, not the most unsurprising music. You know, I think their moment had sort of passed. Well, I don't know actually, really, because their last record wasn't so bad. They're the kind of group that like really takes their time before they come out with something, right? Or duo, should I say? So, you know, actually, they probably could have had another good record in them, you know? But, yeah, not terribly surprised or hurt by that, you know? But obviously they're fantastic. 4 records in 28 years, there you go, you know? Does that include the Tron soundtrack? Because that's, they consider that a proper record. I mean, they're probably retiring at this point, says Sorrel the Soul. Possibly. I mean, retiring from music or just retiring from working in general? I don't know. I don't really know much about them. One thing I will say is their Discovery record. If you go and listen to the samples from some of the tracks on that record, the samples make up a lot of the music sometimes. Like, I think sampling is terrific. Recycling music, kind of like birthing old things into new things. I'm totally for all of that. I'm not one of these people who gets uppity about sampling. But I will say, like, you know, of some of the samples I've checked out from the originals, like, some of their songs hinge a lot on the sample. Like, you know, like 70% of the track is just the original sample. But, you know, that's just an opinion, really. You can go listen to it and, you know, see what you think. X, did you watch Scar's stream last night? It was hilarious. I did not. I was watching Cloud Atlas last night. I tend not to watch too many streams at the moment. I keep like feeling the need to just get away from the computer. I think it's because I've just spent so much time at the computer in lockdown. Just want to do something different. He watched that Bill Murray movie, says Raffi Warren. I did. That classic Bill Murray movie, Cloud Atlas, you know. But Bill Murray plays lots of different characters. Have you seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul? I recently finished it. It was a wonderful series. I'm rewatching Breaking Bad at the moment. I'm in series 5. And I love Better Call Saul as well. Great shows. I've been talking about it a lot on these streams, actually. Are you going to do a mod pack with Hermitcraft? Got no plans to. Always mention it from time to time. It would be cool to play modded, but I think if you look at how Hermitcraft has changed over the years, it's obvious that like what we do in survival has really like leveled up, and that means in a ways I think for most people just less time to do other stuff. Haley Bailey says Netflix has been my saviour the last year. I think it has for a lot of people. Malcolm in the Middle is the true prequel to Breaking Bad, says Undead Pie. I love that. I love when people mention that, because Malcolm in the Middle is like a really terrific show. I've watched that one when I was younger like many times. Watched it when I was a kid, and then like watched it again when I was older, and you know, it kind of like really had some staying power to it. But yeah, like he is... You know, he is the dad in that show. I think they even recorded a clip, like, as a bit of... Oh, we've got a raiding coming! I think they recorded a clip where they, like, for the fans, made a joke out of the two characters actually being the same. But I don't really remember the ins and outs of it. We got a Zedaf raid! I saw that Zed was streaming on Hermitcraft, so welcome y'all back to Hermitcraft. Zedaf, thank you so much for the raid, dude. Appreciate it. Zed's still online here. What was Zed up to in his fantastic base? You know, that giant mansion that Zedaf spent all season building. What was he up to in it today? You know. Why lag? Yeah, I don't know. There's just weird breaking block lag all the time. Falling out of my elevator. Ah, yes, the elevator. I saw that. You have to like crouch into it, right? And then it goes up and down, I think. I mean, the up and down bit is what elevators do. We all understand that. But, yeah, with a flying machine, right? See, I know what's going on. You sell it so well. I'm not sure if that's sarcastic or not. Brilliant. Oh. That's great. So welcome, everyone. If you're wondering what we're doing... I've got a squid farm that used to use portals. That's why there's obsidian here. Unfortunately, synchronization of portals is changed and it broke my farm. Cheers, Zadaf again. Appreciate it, dude. Hope you had a good one. So we're over here, like, rebuilding this squid farm, and I thought, you know, I'll start it in this live stream and we'll get a little bit done. We're actually, you know, gonna get, like, most of it done, which is pretty cool. So... it's exciting. It's exciting time to be alive when a squid farm is being built. Okay, as we you know break blocks, we also want to place blocks. Not that one though. Oh, that's in the wrong place. That is in the wrong place. So you're moving it down or getting rid of it, says True Pat. I am rebuilding it with a different design. Moving it wouldn't fix it, unfortunately. It's a bit more complicated than I would like. We got noises in the ear. Wild Orange 11 here with the Prime, and that Christopher here for 61 months. Feel free to butcher my name. Well, you know, it's a feature. So I hope you enjoy the butchering of the name. Thank you, my dude, for 61 months. Evil X in chat right there. A certified Evil X. Oh, my arm's starting to feel a little bit of a twitch. I've constantly been moving my arm about, you know, every now and then during the stream, instinctively. It's holding out, but I just felt a little twinge, you know. I got this, I don't know what you call it, like hemp oil. So in cannabis, there is a psychoactive component, TCH, I believe. I might be getting some initials wrong here, and then a counteracting part of the drug called CBD. That's like the calming, anxiety reducing side. So like two effects of cannabis is like relaxation, but also like mild psychedelics, for lack of better words, right? And it's the two different sides of TCH and CBD that do those things. And many years ago, don't know how many years, they made it all legal, the CBD stuff. So you can extract that part from the plant and use it medicinally without any need for a prescription. Buy it over the counter. And I saw it touted as helping with relieving muscle soreness, aiding recovery, but most important, apparently it helps reduce inflammation, which is what I need. So I got some of this stuff that you can rub onto your arms. Now you can also take this stuff as oil, but like I was looking into it and people were like putting oil in their tea or just ingesting it generally, and that didn't seem like what I was looking for. So I got this stuff that didn't have like CBD written on it, but it was like hemp oil, and it was all for the same sort of stuff, right? So you get a bit of it and you just rub it in on your arms. The oil tastes disgusting. I'm not surprised. And you know, like I didn't want to get too excited about it, but I can definitely say, having been using it for a week, it is without a doubt relieving pain. And I use that word deliberately in the sense of it's relieving the type of pain I'm experiencing. Let's say that, you know. And you know, I don't know if it's going to help with recovery long term. Is it going to really do the inflammation away, or you know? But I can without a doubt say that within a week of using it, I put it on twice a day, and for the hours that follow, I am feeling and experiencing less sensations. So I'm not going to then act like it's all cured and healed. I'm going to keep treating it. I'm going to be careful, you know, not just going to go ham in the gym or whatever. Just being precautious. But yeah, it's so far positive signs. It helps relieve pain, but will it do something long term? Because if it only relieves pain in the short term, I think I'd rather just endure the pain and know exactly what's going on, as opposed to you know, having that kind of counteract what's going on. Because then you don't want to start doing stuff where your arms would tell you, no, don't do this, kind of thing, right? So yeah, anyway, that's just like a thing, I guess. How did we start talking about that? I can't remember. Someone said something about something that reminded me of it. Right, we can mine all of this now. What's your favourite Shrek movie? Oh, definitely Shrek 6. There's no better movie than Shrek 6, hands down. I've read CBD oil is good for controlling tremors for Parkinson's. There's just about every little positive thing about CBD out there you can imagine. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes people love to enthusiastically talk about this thing that they found that worked for them as the cure-all for everything. That's how I initially heard CBD described, but once someone was specifically describing the thing that I needed, then I was like, okay, I need to give this a try. But yeah, like so many people say it's good for so many things. Arthritis is another one. If you've got any kind of chronic pain or maybe even mild pains that are just persistent, like obviously you can see your doctor, you can go to a health professional of some sort. But if you do some of your own research online, you know, actively trying to find solutions, and you know, using a bit of critical thinking, don't buy into some scam that's trying to sell you something that's a joke, you know. Don't know quite how to describe how you do that, but just, I don't know, use common sense. But yeah, actively try and find a help for these things, because there are, you know, lots of people online talking about this stuff. There's a big community around health and well-being, and yeah, I just stumbled onto something where they were talking about CBD and muscle pain and inflammation, and I was like, that's me, I need this. Like, what am I supposed to try? I did some research, read up on it, and I thought, yeah, it looks good, let's give it a try. You know? Let's get back up there. We got noises in the air. It's Stud Momper here with Cheers and Bits saying, love your Aqui new build. Thank you, dude. It was pretty awesome. If anyone here hasn't seen that, you got to go check out the latest episode of Hermitcraft, the Aqui build. You know, I pushed myself. I was surrounded by some great buildings, a lot of great reference points to kind of look at and figure out how what I was going to build would fit in, and yeah, it turned out great. I'm going to do some more building over there if I can buy another plot, you know. The kelp brought it all together. I agree. The kelp was really the killer block, right? And It hadn't been used in the area, and so it just gave that building a bit of shine. And we like shine. Calico Sucks is here with a Prime. Thank you so much for the Prime, dude. Appreciate it. I think the roof greenhouse had a great palette, says Mamalel. Thanks. I think it did too. I do look at that build and think it pops out, maybe not in the best of way on the rooftop, but the thing itself isolated looks really good. So, you know, you can get a little bit over obsessed sometimes with trying to get everything perfect, and I think it's good enough to do what it needs to do, right? Here we go, I'll take that. I should drink a little bit of water. I was thinking that a second ago. I'm not drinking any more tea. Bluebone says, I very much like the way you presented your Akui building without a time-lapse. I'm glad you did, because it was like, I was going to do the time-lapse, and then I remembered, oh wait, when I was designing all of this, I was thinking about explaining it, and so then I just went back to that, and I think it turned out better. What's my favourite build I've done this season? Oh, I've done so many, right? The fact that something like doesn't instantly jump out to me just sort of says I kind of enjoyed a lot of it. I'm very bad at like answering what's your favourites. It's not the way my brain works. I don't sort of put stuff like into categories and lists quite like that, you know. Dang, this song is fire, yo! Check out these chunky industrial grooves. I love it. And it's remastered, so it sounds even better than the original. Which, to be fair, like, remastering of music, if done right, I think in general will sound better, because production clarity has gotten better over time, and I think clarity can bring a lot to music, but not always the case. You know? It's not always the case. In the case of these remasters, I do feel like they add just a layer of polish that serves the music well. As for the re-recordings though, the re-recordings are like a bit more novel, fun, but not better than the actual songs in my opinion. And maybe I'll put the re-recordings on and see if they're copy striked or not, you know? Who that right there with the gold? I see you. So the seasons in Hermitcraft is basically a new world when the seasons, and you basically take the new world that was from the last season. They call it Hermitcraft, start a new survival world. Is Mocky person. A Hermitcraft season is a world, yeah. So when we finish playing on a world and we play on another one, it becomes a new season, right? It's funny how we all call it a season, right? But if you look at my thumbnails and video titles, it doesn't say Hermitcraft season. Actually, I think some of the other Hermits might do it differently, but mine just says like Hermitcraft 2, Hermitcraft 3, you know, Hermitcraft 4. Guess what comes after that one? Hermitcraft 5. Oh, you knew it. You knew it. Numbers smarts, that's what's going on in your brain. Jeez, clever clocks. Right, enough with the silly sarcasm. Got to mine some obsidian now. Remasters can really matter on the situation. Redigitalization can be fantastic, but if having to re-record, the artist still has to have soul in the song, because if you don't believe the art you're making, it won't turn out well, says Jimbo. Yeah, Papa Roach lost their Masters of Last Resort and re-recorded it. I heard it in the Vice video, and I remember just thinking, yeah, it's kind of like not quite the same. But yeah, if you try to re-record a original song, I think it's always an uphill battle, because people are going to be very attached to that original sound, and they're going to pick out on all those little subtle, nuanced differences. I mean, the detail in music and the amount of variety in terms of aesthetic and temperament and whatnot is interesting, but like the ability for the brain to just like know the minor differences is quite interesting. Oh, look, we're full. And it landed on the edge, which I didn't want it to do. Great. Great. Right, I don't think we're actually going to get to building the squid farm bit itself today, but dang, we've done a lot. Digging this hole is immensely helpful. And I think we've probably made the right call not putting in a bunch of different materials around here as well. Coming in with those dance vibes in the music again, dang. Lady Yellowk, thank you for the prime, appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. How many seasons do you think will happen, says Game Devil? I don't know. I've had this weird thinking lately of like, you know, I'm coming up on 10 years on YouTube and like 9 years of Hermitcraft, right? I think that's next year all of that goes down. Next year will be 9 years of Hermitcraft, so we're sort of close to 8. In April I think it's 8 years of Hermitcraft. No, it'd be 9 if it's... Okay, so in April it's 9 years of Hermitcraft. And at the end of the year, or let's say September the 25th, that'll be my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, right? Now, that's a large chunk of time in your life. And I do wonder what moving on from this looks like, what will be next. And, you know, I don't have another thing, and if you've been following me for a few years, you'll know that I've tried to sort of throw down a few markers here and there with like the music channel, making music again, the talkie channel, maybe open myself up to do something different in the future that sort of extends on from this. But maybe what I do in the future has nothing to do with this, I don't know. But I'm yet to have like a calling or a vision or, you know, some sort of like this is it feeling or anything. So I keep doing this and I love it and I enjoy it, but I have been thinking about that a lot, you know. It's, you know, it's a weird thing to do something for 10 years. That's a lot of time. And you know, it's a good thing too, because you've made something. People have been entertained, we've been creative. It's been a lot of wonderful things. But like maybe what I want to do is put 10 years into something else in the future. I just have no idea what that is. No idea. I don't want you to leave, says Toto. Ah, thanks, Toto. I mean, I'm not saying like, hey, I might just leave tomorrow. You know, but I think about big picture stuff, right? I think about, you know, what's in the future and what does what I'm doing mean and how long do I want to do it for, right? These are questions that you need to think about, and I've thought about it a lot from time to time, and more so over the last few years. And I think with a milestone like 10 approaching, it does make you think, okay, you put 10 years of your life into something, and that's not to say that means that's the end of it, but I just wonder, like, what else is there, and is there something else I'd put 10 years of time into, right? I do wonder how long Mojang will continue to update Minecraft. Haven't seen too many games that get content updates for this long, says Shadow Dane. Keeping the game updated is a genius move for them. I mean, it's kept Minecraft on top. Nothing's come along that's going to replace it. Whenever they do stop updating it, I think that's when Minecraft clones, air quotes, will have the opportunity to take over, but that doesn't seem to be anywhere near in sight. I think it's pretty obvious that Minecraft is incredibly lucrative the way it's been managed by Microsoft, and they're probably just going to keep on with the business model they've got. And if they keep the free updates rolling in, that'll pretty much, you know, keep myself and others like me doing what we do. I think if Mojang were to stop updating the game, I think I would see my Minecraft content, what I do here, as something that will be on a trajectory to fade out from that point on, right? Doesn't matter how much I like doing it or how much y'all like doing it. Once they stop updating the game, they're not going to be able to continuously re-energize the audience, which is what these updates do. Like, every time they come along, just the amount of hype and the amount of people that start playing again, it just constantly revitalizes the game, and it seems to find a bigger and bigger audience with time. It brings back people who played it years ago. Some of these people have grown up, right? They're adults now, they've got kids. They introduced their kids to that game, they played when as a kid, it's all updated. Like, the fact that it's been around for 10 years and been this strong is maybe an indicator that it can do 20 years. Maybe it's just this anomaly, this game that's going to last a couple of decades. Don't know for sure. I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair, if it did. But yeah, if the game ended, you know, if Mojang announced 1.17 was it, we're not going to update it anymore, I'm pretty sure that would be like a trajectory for, you know, an eventual decrease in interest of Minecraft, right? Just a steady decrease over time. And so then at some point you'd have to move on from it, right? Mojang said they'd update it for 100 years. It's a culture all of its own, says Hayley Bailey. That's a great way of looking at it. It's practically a culture, yeah. You know, they can say they'll update it for 100 years. A lot can happen in 100 years, right? There could be all kinds of things that mean it doesn't get updated. But I wouldn't be surprised if it continues for another 10 years, you know? I think what would probably eventually stop it would be if someone figures out how to do the Minecraft thing better than Mojang have done it, right? If some Minecraft clone type game comes along and just has a better knack, I think there's the potential for the audience to be moved over to this other thing. Because, you know, when Doom came along, Doom was this first-person shooter that people called games like it Doom clones, because it did something new, it did something different. It wasn't the first, there's Wolfenstein, there's other precursors, but it was a smash hit, and so things that were similar to it after were called Doom clones. So then you got your Minecraft clones, right? And so far, pretty much every Minecraft clone I've noticed has sort of just disappeared into the ether. It's not really done anything. But eventually something will take hold. You know, there'll be some more modern version of this that has things this game doesn't, and maybe it'll take over. Could be wrong about that, you know, just because it happened with Doom doesn't mean it'll happen with this. But that would make a lot of sense to me if that's how it happened. That eventually the elements of Minecraft that really make it work get figured out and put into different games, and, you know, people then go play that. After 1.17 release, prepare for Minecraft 2, says King Carnivore. Again, I don't think there'll ever be a Minecraft 2, because it's part of the contract when Notch sold the game to say never make Minecraft 2, which I think was a very good move, because if they franchise this and turn it into a series, I think they really, like, Microsoft would have really missed the point of what this game is. I think the fact that it will only just be Minecraft is very important. You know, can you imagine if they made Legos 2? Legos 2! You know? Same colours, different shapes. Like, Legos is Legos, Minecraft is Minecraft. You know what I mean? How do you sit down playing Minecraft for so long, says Knight Rider? Funny question, because I'm sitting at my standing desk right now. It's adjustable. I actually pretty much always stand up. I have a standing desk. I'm always standing at it. In the past, I've sort of sat more than I've stood, and I've stood more than I've sat at various points. But I got into a routine for a while of just always standing, and I'm going to change that a little bit now. If sitting at this desk, if I've got the ergonomics right and it's not going to aggravate my injuries, I want to bring in a little bit of sitting time. Reason being, as you get older, your metabolism ain't going to be as strong, you know, your energy levels get different. And since I got injured and had to pull back from working out as much, I do feel like my energy levels have shifted a little bit. And I sleep like a rock, and at the end of the day I'm pretty exhausted, which is good. I want to be exhausted. I want to have a good solid day. But it's just made me think that maybe I should restructure my days a bit. Have a little less standing time and a little less walking time. And, you know, eat a little less food along with that. Alright? And just see how I see it. It's like an experiment. Like, maybe I'll feel a bit more revitalized if I balance it all correctly, essentially, is what I'm thinking. And I'm not talking about some, like, major energy deficit or some sort of feeling like I can't exercise anymore. It's just like a subtle shift. I pay attention to, like, the small details, I guess, right? So yeah, anyway, I'm shifting my days about a bit, and so I might actually put in some time to sit down. That might be streaming, sit when I stream, like a little rule. Easy way to do it, right? I'll see how it goes. I don't like the idea of sitting for 2 whole hours, though, but maybe do like a half and half. That actually sounds pretty good. Hey Xisuma, what beverage did you have today? I've drunk lots of water and I've had 2 cups of tea. Or 3. I think I've had 3 actually. Yeah, it's 3. Had 3 cups. We'll have another one in a bit. We got a noise in the ear, didn't we? We got Iron Ben here for... Iron Ben 001 here with the Prime. Thank you so much. 8 minutes ago. I thought it was literally a second ago. I've just been waffling. You got me in total waffle mode today. Content creators can definitely have a big impact on Minecraft's popularity, and I don't think that Mojang always needs to keep providing MC update for everyone to enjoy it, says Maurice. I will counter that by saying I've been playing this game for 10 years and following the updates, and I've seen my channel pretty much directly, in some regards, correlate with the popularity of the game in relation to updates. When updates come along, it's good for my channel. And I feel like it's a backbone of my channel's growth and success. And essentially, you know, when there were periods in the past where Mojang didn't update the game for like a year and a half, or however long, was it like the 1.7 update was very all over the place. I think they were doing lots of restructuring and, you know, figuring things out over there, and they didn't update the game for a couple of years, for like a year and a half. And snapshots had like a gap of a year in them or something like that, and that was a tough time. I remember that being like really slow in terms of growth and just views and stuff, and then, you know, they bring out an update and boom, it all sort of gets rolling again. And that's just the pattern over and over again now. Every update cycle since then, it's just been like, when the updates come round, things are good, people are interested, they want to see where the game's going. When that goes away, things just steadily, you know, tip off, essentially. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, you know. I also don't have a parallel model where none of that happens and something different takes place, you know. I don't have a model where we've been playing Minecraft 1.12 for the last 3 seasons of Hermitcraft, you know, so you never know. But that's how it plays out, that's how it feels to me, you know. Anyone remember Hytale, says Admiral Leader. I remember Hytale. I'll have my eye on that game. I think they really, looking at it like retroactively, I guess, I think they got quite a few things wrong. Maybe not so much like as fault of their own, but, you know, they had all this hype, they had all these updates that they wanted to sort of drip feed, if you like, and then people started to get like annoyed with the lack of updates once they ran out of stuff to give to the community, and then they kind of gone like dead silence, and a couple of times tried to reposition their stance on things. And I think a lot of that might be down to how the audience demand for the game kind of influences their communication with us. People are really impatient. Look at what happened with Cyberpunk, you know. Just all this demand for the game, people annoyed that it's not out. They know it's buggy, so they give into the pressure, they release it when it's buggy, and then everyone starts complaining about how it's too buggy, you know? It's just the way audience pressure is. And so, you know, given its phenomenal response in the beginning, people thought it was going to be like a Minecraft killer, and now it's just like this thing that people have moved on from already. And when the game comes out, it'll be interesting to see how much hype there is around it, because one of the things that I notice happens in the gaming world is that there's a lot of games that come out in early development stage, early access. They give you a little bit of the game to play straight away, and you know there's a hype around it, but then interest just seems to fall off a cliff at some point, and it doesn't matter if they keep updating it because they've sort of drip fed the game to people, as opposed to give them like a big complete product with lots of content. And Hytale, you know, I hope they do the smart thing and release it all at once. I think that would be important, but you know the fact that they've sort of stirred the hype already might have that kind of effect. People might already be over it before they've played it, and in the time that there's been a lot of hype around that game, Mojang has delivered back-to-back great updates of Minecraft over and over again. I think with 1.13, the Aqua, what do they call it? The Aqua update? That's not the name of it. That one really hit a stride, and since then I think each update's really just hit its point and been good. 1.17 is going to be one of the potentially best, you know, just a really massive game-changing Minecraft update. They're getting more ambitious, they're getting bolder, they're doing it all right. The Hytales now, you know, was announced sort of in a bit of a... Aquatic, that's the one, in a bit of a Minecraft lull, if you like. I don't know if it was really a lull. It was somewhere around maybe 1.13 it was announced. I can't remember exactly, but... you know, now when it comes out, they're competing with Minecraft in a stronger position, essentially. Essentially, that's what they're doing. Do we have a noise in the ear? Night Sport, thank you ever so much for the Prime. Wait, what you can't be serious is here for 11 months. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Let's take it to chat. Let's take it to chat. What does chat think? There were some opinions, but I was just waffling. We are very nearly done with this, aren't we? I'll tell you what I should have done. I should have built one squid farm. Just one little inkling of it. So while I'm working on it, they could have like spawned and dropped down. And then it would have been fun to watch the farm in action. Also proof of concept, right? Waffling is a glorious expression, says the Yolk. It is, isn't it? It is glorious. Oh, we got some diorite messing up our business over here. And we got Chubbins Rainbow here for 6 months. Appreciate it. 1.80, sorry, 1.8 was the Bountiful update. Yeah. When was Hytale announced though? I don't know. Pearl will raid soon, says Laurie. If Pearl is planning a raid, let her know not to bother. I appreciate it. Jeez, that just sounds cold. Don't bother raiding me. No, I'm going to be wrapping this one up real soon. Now everyone's going to tune out. Peeps, if you are going to tune out, at least hit that follow button before you go. Come on. And check out my other channels as well, you know. Where's the plugs? Don't go anywhere. I've got